Sleep.
Look as long as you please.
Dear, that's the wrong one.
Ah, apologies. Thank you, my darling. Fie. My vision's growing worse by the day, I fear. Methinks it began when I started reading an old grimoire I found whilst tidying the storeroom. 'Tis entitled, On the Transference of Souls. A curious tome, this. It claims to grant the reader the power to summon things from beyond the rift. I thought I might use it to stock my shelves with otherworldly wares. Perhaps you will think me simple, but truly all I want is a better life for my wife and daughter. Yet 'tis most vexing, for the moment I start reading the tome, 'tis as if a fog descends over my eyes. But mayhap there is hope for me yet, if I can get my hands on a quince. They're said to reduce fatigue of the eyes. Would you be kind enough to procure one for me? I must keep reading that grimoire.
I've heard quinces are native to Batal. Shall we see if we can't find some?
To your side, Arisen.
Much appreciated. My strength was beginning to flag. I could swear I've seen what's needed here, amidst what we have in storage.
Well met, sir. I'm in no hurry to leave, sir.
Barely scraping by.
This quince looks nice and ripe. Shall we deliver it?
Have you brought me a quince? Many thanks, sir. At last, I may continue reading that grimoire. This could be the turning point in my family's fortune.
We ought not lose sight of our guide.
Lots to be taken care of before the day starts. Scraping by.
I could. Got to sweep and dust before a think supper. Must hold out till someone comes to read me. What to make of this?
Life can be scary to keep us fed these days.
Fancy a look at my wares?
I could use a bit of peace and quiet.
What should I get up to? I might
I
nod
will
off.
keep practicing until the last minute. We're here, and none.
Well met, sir. You'll be glad to know that I finally finished my reading of that grimoire we spoke of. Which brings me to a curious point. There's a favor I'd ask of you. What happened to my eye? Oh, never mind the bandage. 'Tis nothing serious. Now, as I was saying, I'd like for you to find the grimoire's second volume for me. 'Twould seem 'tis part of a set, and will only reveal its true power when both tomes are in hand. The copy I possess is but the first, one half of a whole. I've heard tell that its twin can be found in a queer little shop in Vermont. Alas, passing through the border checkpoint is no simple matter for a humble merchant like myself. But you, sir, I dare say you are not of Batal. Then you ought have no trouble passing through the checkpoint. I implore you, Find that second volume for me. All I want is to give my family a decent life. The life they deserve. This is my chance to provide for them as I ne'er have.
A queer little shop in Vermont, is it? I wonder which of the shops in Vermont matches that description. Well now, I'm not sure.
Beg pardon, sir, but I must ask you to stop aiding my husband. He lost his eye while reading that grimoire. His eye! I can't bear to see him involved with that fell thing anymore. But he refuses to listen to me.
He's been saying not to worry, that he'll make us more money soon. 'Tis as if he's lost his mind how much he repeats it. 'Tis all my fault, Mother. He's only been like this since I said I wished we had an easier life.
No, 'tisn't, dear, and don't you fret. Your father, he'll be back to his old self before you know it. Pray, sir, seek out that grimoire if you must, but do not give it to my husband. I beg of you.
Ought we to give Sir Isaac the grimoire as he requested? 'Tis a quandary indeed. What are we to do?
I've got to focus. My shift's only just begun.
At least my back's not acting up today. Welcome, sir. Contrary to the name, this little shop of mine deals in naught but the finest treasures. If you think me a liar, then buy something and see the truth for yourself.
Greetings, Sir Arisen. Have you found the second volume of On the Transference of Souls, perchance? Fortune smiles upon me at last. With this, my shop's prosperity is all but assured. Thank you, Sir Arisen. Oh, thank you. Perhaps you'd care to join me. Come, bear witness to this momentous occasion.
We ought to follow close behind.
Let's take it easy today. My knees are acting up.
Been a hard day. Lost track of time. Times are hard. Swapping stories is one of life's great pleasures. Mayhap I'll buy myself a new sword.
This is it. This is the moment I've been preparing for.
Dear, is this truly safe? I'm afeard of what's to come.
Have faith, my darling. All is well. You need only stand there and watch.
Father, you don't need to do this. I'm happy with our life as 'tis now.
'Tis good to hear you say that, my daughter. But I've come too far. I must see this through. I believe I need only... Ha! I did it! I did it! Now, what do we have here? 'Tis sand. Sand as could be found anywhere. I suppose 'twas foolish to hope that our fortunes could be turned so easily. Well, I've learnt my lesson. No more of this grimoire nonsense for me. I'll settle for being a humble apothecary after all. If you'll still have me, my dears. My dears? Esmeralda. Raelia. Where could they have gone? This is my daughter's. And here's my wife's wedding ring. Why would they be buried here in the sand? Unless... Nay, it couldn't be. My wife and daughter vanished? For this? Piles of sand? No, of course not. Their patience with me simply ran thin. They run off somewhere, that's all. I'm sure of it. I'll just have to find them. Come back, my dears! I was a fool!
To think this was the conclusion that awaited us. It seems we were wrong to indulge Sir Isaac after all.